Hey guys, Kevin Muldoon here. I've got another case for the Surface Pro 4. This is from Gumdropcases and it's called Droptech. It looks like a really good case. Now, I've got it here in red, but it's also available in black and a blue and green version. I decided to go for the red. I was kind of torn between going for the black, but I've got a red type cover, so I thought it'd be good to see how it looked in all red and take a chance on it. I need to thank Gumdrop for sending the case over to me. They sent it over from America, and you know there was a problem with UPS and all that, and they sorted it all out. So many thanks to them for sending it to me for this review. Now, I'll just show you around the box here. It's nice packaging, pretty standard around there. Now on the back, you can see a lot of the features. Hold up the camera a little bit. Right, so it's got a stylus holder at the top. It's got the kickstand protected. That was the one thing with the Kensington case that I recently reviewed that I didn't like, the fact that the snap. The kickstand at the back, I was kind of torn because I didn't like the fact it was exposed. Did work well, but I think it's better to have some protection. As I said, it has the stylus holder and it's got this kind of moulded silicone skin. It's like a gel kind of case. You can see here reinforced rubber bumpers on the corners, impact resistant dual layer silicone nylon construction, easy snap on kickstand design, built-in stylus holder, and it works with the type cover. So enough yapping. Need to get it open now. Let's see where this is. Right. So I'm really keen on checking this out. It looks like quite a good case. It retails at $69.95 in the USA and it's about $59.95 in the UK. So it's not a cheap case. It's certainly not one of the cheapest cases available. In fact, it's one of the most expensive in the market. Get this out. There we go. So here we have the case. And it's got a little bit of dust there. It's in this plastic holder here. I really like the way this is packaged though. It's a nice presentation. So now we've got that out, we can put this away. And now we have the case. It's got a nice kind of pattern on the back. There's like an indent here for the kickstand. It's got the name Gumdrop on the back here for branding. And that's just a little bit of dust. This is how it looks. Now, as with a lot of these type Surface cases, they all kind of feel secure here, you know, around the case, but it's this bottom part, and it's unfortunately it's just a part of the, you know, it's part of the part and parcel really with the Surface Pro 4 because of the type cover. They really need to make it flexible so that it works with it. That seems really flexible there as far as the stand goes. So I believe this, I don't know if this comes out or not. I'm not sure if you need to put that in, or I don't know how it works. We'll figure it out. So just quickly, once I've got the case out, I'll just quickly say the weight now. See what the weight is here. We've got it in grams. It's got 373, and you know, obviously you're going to be adding that to the weight of the Surface Pro with the type cover on. So in total it should be just under 1.5 kilograms, 1.478. And without keyboard case, about 1.168 kilograms. Now, I just want to get it into the case and then I want to check all the ports. That's quite important, obviously. So I assume I just slide this in. Slide it in the right way would be helpful. This actually is much easier to clip in than the Kensington. That was really simple actually. And now I've noticed this part here. I've not clipped on the case. Now this is the part obviously I need to figure out then. I assume I need to pull that off. It's actually harder to get it out than put it back in. Oh, it's kind of, now I see what's happening here. You kind of need to slip it in with the kickstand open. I think that's what you need to do. Right, I'll show you what I mean in a second. I'll get this out if I can. It's actually quite tight here in the corner, which should be a good thing because you want it tight in. Now, I don't know if you can see here, I'll show you this up to the camera. Sorry, I'll get in shot. These are little clips here. Now, by the looks of it, I believe, yeah, I don't think you put that inside. I believe you need to kind of fit it in with the kickstand and clip it in first. So you'll clip it in here and then slide down. So here's what I think I need to do. I need to put the case in with the kickstand open, like that. So we'll maybe try and connect this first. If I can get this. Yeah, it should be right. So I can put the screen in now. And now I just need to sort this back part. If I can get it. So you need to kind of pull this round by the looks of it. There we go, that's clipped in. And that one's already clipped in. So that's the back case one. I'll talk about that in a second. I just want to show you how this works. So the case is on, it's clipped into the kickstand. First test we've got. Here we go, we've got the all red going on here. Get rid of that little thing that's been hovering around. So this is how it looks in all red. I wasn't sure how it was going to be like that. It has got a little bit of a black in places in the back here. You can see here it's got black lining there. And on the website it does say black, the colour is black and red, but really it's just red. You know, it's got black plastic but in the inside, but really it's just a red case. Apologies, I keep going out of shop here, but I had to put the camera quite high, more than usual, just so that I could catch all this in. Right, so usability first and foremost. You can open it up, the kickstand like that. So if you look down here, there's a port for the power, and you know that's one of the ways to get it open. It's harder to get it open at the side, but in comparison to the Kensington case, if you remember the Kensington case that I reviewed, it had a little tie at the top, and that stopped the screen doing that. This case doesn't have that. So, you know, if you're holding it with the type cover, this is going to fall about. So you really have to hold it. There's not that security. So if you're holding it, you really have to hold it like that. You can't hold it up like that or the case is going to come down, you know, if that makes sense. So we'll take the tape cover off for a second. Tape cover seems to work fine. You know, we'll just do that again. No problem. Fine going on and off. That's fine. So the other thing I wanted to check was the kickstand. Now the first thing to note about the kickstand is that it blocks the micro SD port. So the micro SD port is at the back of there. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong area. Micro SD. No, it doesn't. Sorry, I'm completely lying. What am I talking about? The micro SD port isn't. I don't know why I had it stuck in my head. It was there. Micro SD port is accessible. So completely disregard what I said there. That's fine. Micro SD port is absolutely fine. I've owned this computer for about a few weeks now, so I don't know why I thought it was in here. The micro SD port, you can get to that no problem. It's not blocked. What you notice is this is really good actually. I've just noticed that. Now at both sides, this is the problem that some of the cases have. If you notice here, look at this. There's a little kind of, see that? Get it zoomed in. There's a little black fleece of plastic so that when you close it like that, look, see how my thumb goes to it? There's a space for it so that your thumb can get in. That works really nice, and it's at both sides. So look at that. That's really nice, I like that. Yep, so the micro SD port is accessible. Getting the kickstand out seems okay, and I'll just quickly put it out. You can see, you know, you can go to pretty much any level. That's about as low as it goes. One thing, I don't think I did this the last time, but one thing I didn't show you the last time, I'll show you here, is with the type case open, is how it looks like that. Now this is not something I would do. You know, what I tend to do is just pull it off when I'm not using the keyboard, but if you're folding it around, it's fine. You can fold it around, there's no problem. It works in the same way as it does when you use the Surface Pro on its own. So, one concern I would have just now this, obviously I've not tested this yet, I've just got the case, is the vents. Now, there's vents, there's spaces for the vents up here. Now this is an i7, it can run quite loud and quite hot. I'm not sure if that's going to be sufficient space for the fans. Now if you look there, I'm just guessing here, but if you look there, the fans look pretty blocked. They're shown there, but it's, I don't know. They're really, it does look like the fans are blocked a little. I'm just guessing though, you know, at this point, I think, you know, I'd really have to run it and keep it running and monitor the CPU level to see if this is a problem. But it is the first thing that kind of comes to mind when I see that. I noticed that a little bit there as well. There's a bit of plastic missing. If you can see that black plastic, and it's the same at the other end. I imagine it's by design. It's not a major issue though, you know, it's this kind of, it's kind of like the silicon you get obviously in smartphones and things. Now, you can see the camera, get it on shot, again, doing that again. I'll move this up a little bit, there we go. Get more in the shot, right. You can see the camera, it's fine. Front camera is fine, nothing's blocked there. So what I'll do is just quickly go around the ports and show you what access is like, because that is one of the most important things for cases. First thing we've got, headphone jack. So get this in shot. No problem there. So that's like the L shape headphone jack. I'll try a more traditional one. That's a headphone. That's the exact same. So that's a bad test. Sorry about that. I thought I had a straight headphone jack there. Where are those other earphones? Right, I'm badly prepared. You know, the headphone jack at the L shape is the one you'd have the issue with, so I don't think a straight headphone jack would be a problem. Now, next issue here is the power buttons, and you can see there's no space for the power and the volume buttons. But so see volume, you can see the volume going up and down there. That looks fine. That actually fits a lot better than the Kensington did. That's really responsive. It seems to fit the case a lot better. I really like that. So again, along the top here you've got spaces for the vents. Hopefully that's enough. Another issue here we have is the Surface Pro pen. I'm assuming, sorry, it's that way to put it in. Well, I didn't think that would go all the way through. It does, it kind of goes all the way through there. I just assumed it would go to like there. Now there, you know, that's actually quite good. That's quite secure there. I'd probably be inclined to maybe push it a little bit further on just to get it. No, that's fine. So that's what it's going to look like when you've got your stylus on it. I really like that actually. That's the one, again, I'm comparing it to the Kensington case because that's the other one I've reviewed, but the other one, the Kensington case, you really had to shove it down. You really had to push this pen down. It was easy popping out, but putting it in was a real pain. This one, look at that, it just goes in and out, very easy. I'm using this one-handed and I'm avoiding the camera, so I'm standing at a funny angle. But that pen goes in and out easily, and you know, it's not going to go anywhere. That's a real big, thick bit of plastic at the top. Now obviously, that's going to add a little bit Sorry, I'm getting the shot again, I'm missing going out. That's going to add a lot more size to the case. But you can see here, like, if you know the case from here to there is about 20.5 centimeters, and this part here is from there to there is about, let me see, about 1.1 centimeter. That's about right, isn't it? So yeah, if you take it from there, you should be able to see that. Yeah, it's about 1.1 centimeter, just over a centimeter. So it's about a centimeter higher at the top. As far as the actual size of the case, you know, it's a lot smaller than the other one. Protection wise, the lip, you can see here, the lip here, yeah, it's pretty good. You're not going to survive a drop like that, certainly not. But as far as putting this on a table, you're going to be fine. That's not going to be a problem. It's kind of, you know, it's pros and cons with this kind of thing. You know, the higher this is, the more protection you're going to get from drops, and the more protection you're going to get from the screen getting hit. But it also makes the case higher, makes it bigger, makes your whole experience using the Surface Pro a little bit worse. So this is quite a thin case. I would put this between, you know, the really slimline ones and the heavy rugged ones. So at the top here, got another vent here that looks like it's a little bit blocked. This is a display port. So let's see if we can get this going. Mini display port. Well, I'll just check it's me. So, and if we look up there we go. You can see the mini display port, no problem there. That's working fine. So there's no problem with the mini display port. The other problem now, this is something I had to check, was the USB port. This is what caused problems with the Kensington, and it's why I sent the Kensington back. With a standard USB cable, such as that, the Kensington was fine. But it couldn't use a USB flash drive. I just couldn't use it. It wouldn't register. The only way to actually get your data would be to sit and push the USB drive in. So this is a big test. Get it right way around. No problem. Did you hear that sound there? I'll put the volume up. Hear that? Absolutely no problem. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's what we're looking for. Now, you can see a little there. There's actually a little bit of black kind of rubbed away there. It's just cosmetic. It's not an issue, but it's something to know. The last port that we have is the power port. And if you are a Surface Pro user, I'm sure you are aware that you can put it in both directions. So this is the last port test. You can't put it in that way, now that's a problem. This way, so the power works fine that way, 100% fine. You can see the power light going on there. But this is a design flaw down here. Look, it is not going to work that way. So that's certainly a design flaw. But I think I know why they've done that. If you look down here at the kickstand, the way that the case curves, they've had to curve it round like this so that they could create this space. Because if this kickstand wasn't here, what they could have done was put the plastic down here. They could have kept going the plastic here and made this space longer for the power port. But because of this button, this little hinge here to help you get the kickstand, they can't do that. So you can see there, it's not going to work normally. That direction, you're going to have to power your Surface like that. Now, I've actually found that I've been charging my device like that a lot of the time. But it does seem a little bit more fidgety than normal. Like, it's not... Yeah, Yeah, that's actually a concern, a little bit of a concern. That's going now. Here's the thing, when you've got the Surface Pro naked, you just go that, pops in. You're not going to have any kind of fidgety problems like this. But the other way, yeah, that's fine. That is fine, that direction. So that's the first kind of design flaw that I've found. All the other ports are working. The headphone jack, the power buttons and the volume buttons work great. Mini display port, USB port, all work fantastically, as does the type cover. The power port does work, but they've had to sacrifice the functionality of being able to do it down that way. You know, you'd have to hold it in like that, which is not good for this little hinge here. Personally, I think it's a good sacrifice. I know there has to be sacrifices in situations like this, and you know, one of the most common ones, again, as I said, is the fact that this part is flimsy, because they need it to be, they can't do a full width of the case like a normal tablet, like an iPad or something, because they need to leave that space for the port at the bottom for the type cover. So all Surface Pro cases suffer from that problem there. But the only thing I've found here so far is the power doesn't work going down the way. You know, if you go down that way, it's not a major inconvenience, because the Surface Pro 4, the power port does, the power connector does work both directions. It works vertically, you know, going up and down the way. Well, I'm talking about vertically. It works going up and it works going down. Yeah, apart from that, the only thing I would really be concerned about would be the vents. But I don't think that's going to be a problem. I'm hoping that's not going to be a problem. I'm trying to think of an example of how I could stress this. Okay, here's an example. Put in Premiere Pro. I will turn the volume down a little bit, not to deafen you out. So this is Premiere Pro CC. I've got the i7. This is 16 gigabytes of RAM. This has a 1 gigabyte graphics card, this version, but apparently Premiere Pro doesn't actually use it, so it's kind of bittersweet. I didn't know that before I bought the Surface Pro. Now I'm trying to think of a video. Now this is a video I did last night, iPhone 7, a very short video. Very short video I just did about asking what people thought about the iPhone 7. So what I can do now, once it loads up, is encode. In fact, what I can do is play. I'll play the video. I'll put it low down, the volume, not to annoy you, using those fantastic volume buttons. So here we go. It's not actually slowing down. So Task Manager, Performance. Hey guys, Kevin here. A few hours ago, Apple held a big conference and they announced the release of 2 new products. The CPU isn't getting stressed too much. The fans haven't kicked on yet. Both of these are available for pre-order tomorrow, and then I was hoping the fans would kick in to see how, you know, it worked, but this isn't actually, you know, it's handling the video okay. So I'll need to do a test with this over time and see how it goes. I think it'll be okay, to be honest. You know, I don't think it's going to be a major concern. Yeah, that's the only two issues I can really find with it. Personally, I think overall, I think this is a much better case than the Kensington. The Kensington was thicker, it was heavier, it was arguably it offers more protection, but the Kensington exposed the back kickstand, and this is actually more practical than the default kickstand itself. You know, when you're opening up the Surface Pro kickstand when you're just using it normally, you don't have this little hinge. They've actually improved it, and they've made it easier for you to just open it up. So you can just open up like that. As far as it all being red, you know, both sides, I don't know. Like the other option for me, obviously because I've got red here, would be to have the black on the back. The blue and the green would have looked horrible. I don't know if it's overkill having red on red. You can be the judge of that. But I really like this pattern on the back. It's really good. I think you're going to get good protection out of this. But the lip isn't too thick on this. The weight isn't too bad. and you know it's much less bulkier than the Kensington. You know, it's not going to add all the bulk that one had. The Kensington, it was a good case, but it did, the lip, the actual case, it raised much higher up, so there was a much bigger between the Surface Pro and the actual edge, which gives it more protection, but it also means that you've got this big, thick, bulky device. I think, if I don't have the other one at hand, I returned it, but if I had it at hand, I think I would prefer this one because it's a little bit slimmer. I was hoping for something a little bit more slimline. If you go slimmer than this, I think, you know, you're not really getting much protection. But the priority for me really was protecting the back from scrapes and things like that. I really like this kickstand. I wasn't sure how I was going to think about it. I really like this kickstand. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've found it useful. I know when you're buying a case, there's a lot of questions to ask, whether it's going to work, how it's going to weigh, you know, whether it's going to be too big, too slim, whether it offers protection or not. You know, cases like this, I don't think they're going to offer a huge amount of protection as far as drops go. Now, the box does say that it protects against scratches, darts and drops. But really, it depends on how you drop something. At the end of the day, if you drop this at the right angle, it's going to smash. But I don't think, the case doesn't seem to put any pressure on the laptop itself, as far as, I've heard that some cases do that. The Urban Armour comes to mind. A lot of people said that it puts stress on the case because it was too tight. This one seems like a really good fit. The volume buttons and all that seem fine. All the ports seem fine. The only issue is the power. You know, you can't put the power connector the normal way, as you would put it. You have to put it up the way. And the vents. Now, I don't know if the vents has a problem. I really do like this stylus. This is really awesome. It's accessible at any time. So I really like that. And now I'm opening up OneNote because I'm pushing buttons. So thanks for watching, guys. I know it's been a long video. For those of you who don't have a Surface Pro, this wasn't for you. This was for those of you who have a Surface Pro 4 or are looking to buy one and you're looking at cases just now. There's a lot of cases on the market, and hopefully I'll be able to do some more reviews and more cases for you. As far as how this stands up, you know, I've only reviewed 2 cases, but I really like this actually. I think it's going to be good using it on its own. I'm just going to keep it in this all the time now. And it works great with the type cover. So total weight is going to be under 1.5 kilos. It doesn't add a huge amount of size to the case, to the Surface Pro 4. Seems really well made. Only, as I said, from a design point of view, there's little kind of spaces there between the plastic. But I think that's perhaps necessary just for this kickstand to work, you know, because of the material they've used. And this, you know, black, I think that's going to happen. You know, this kind of material doesn't bother me at all. I think it looks really good. The only thing, it's not a major criticism, is that I wish they had different colours. I would really like a kind of white case. I know that doesn't look good from a dirt cleanliness point of view, but from a design point of view, I think red on white, or you know, a light colour would look great. Anyway, I'm waffling on now. If you've got any questions about this case, please do ask a comment below. I'll do my utmost to answer it. Not an expert on this kind of thing, but if you've got a question about it I've not covered on it, please let me know. What I'll quickly do is just quickly show you the size of it. So it's nearly 30 centimetres, just about bang on height, lengthwise, depending which way you're looking at. Width, we've got, it's about 21 and a half, 21 and a half there, and add on another, is that a centimetre? Yeah, another centimetre for this part, for the stylus. And thickness wise, you can see here, it's, I'll get this here, with the type cover on, you're talking 2 centimetres. With it off, you're talking 1.5 or so. Anyway, that's all from me. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please do consider subscribing to the channel, sharing the video, clicking like, and please do ask a comment below. I'll do my best to answer them. I do try and answer the comments when I can. Thanks for watching, guys. Till next time, take care.